Are we or are we not live? I don't know. I have no idea because this thing does this thing every time we get on here. But are we live? That's what I want to know. So, welcome to another Wednesday night edition to the show. It's Wednesday. You know what time it is. That's right. Let's adjust the cameras. All right, let's check and just see what's going on here and see if we are actually live because YouTube lately has been kind of messing with me. Let's see here. We will. Let's see. Are we or are we not live? Hey, we're live. Good. Awesome. Awesome. We are live. Hey, what's happening? Who is that? Eric? Yes, that is Eric. All right. How you doing, Eric? Good to see you, man. So here we are on a Wednesday night, and tonight we're going to talk about a couple things. I was watching some YouTube videos, watching some other creators do some stuff, and one guy was talking about people wearing shorts on stage. And I do that from time to time. It's hot here in Florida, so I will wear shorts on stage. My whole band will, not just me. We all will. And sometimes you just have to. And this guy was like giving this band heck. You should never wear shorts on stage. Like, dude, I can understand it now. I can understand if you're in playing in a club inside, AC, it's nice and cold. Shorts probably are not the most ethical thing to wear. Although back in the 90s, when we were all playing out, playing stuff like playing stuff like that. Yes, I am right-handed tonight. Yeah, I've got the laptop actually working tonight. So we're back on the laptop, which is good. But yeah, so back when I was playing like the grunge stuff and all that good stuff, shorts, plaid shorts and plaid shirts or t-shirts with plaid, plaid. Oh, I used to wear black shorts, black really long shorts with plaid shirts, cut off sleeves with combat boots. It was kind of the normal thing. That's what you wore. And if you didn't wear that, you were wearing like plaid shorts with a black T-shirt with combat boots, whatever. So tonight we are playing. By the way, we have a beautiful 1965 Gibson Melody Maker. We're playing that through once again the Kemper tonight. But we're playing all the matchless stuff. It's funny about the Melody Makers is they actually can get kind of twangy if you let them. Yeah, it's surprising that some of these can kind of actually get telly-ish. There it is, compressing again. I cannot stand when these amps compress. That's the only thing I hate about the Kemper. It compresses. That's an interesting tone there. That was a clone I did. Are those P90s? No, these are actually the Gibson single coils that they made back then. And that's part of the reason I think they kind of have that telly-ish thing going on, because those pickups are, single coils, and they, give you that twangy sound. Yep, that's what I say. I like that. That's kind of stratty. Get that kind of funky thing going on with this guitar. Yeah, it's a nice guitar. This one, I've had Melody Makers. I mean, these kind of have a soft spot in my my collection, because I have a few of them. I think I actually have 4 of them. I have a 59, then I have 64, I have a 65, and then I have a 68. So I got a few of them. So they're very cool guitars if you never messed around with them. This one actually has, which kind of uncharacteristic for this particular one. This one really has it has a 59 neck, which a lot of them this age are almost getting a little thinner as things go. But anyways, so what I was talking about, like the guy was giving this band heck about because of wearing shorts, but that's one thing. I mean, how do you feel about bands when you go see a band live? Does a band have to dress a certain way? Is it part of the rules that the band has to dress like a band of that? I mean, of that whatever you're going to see them doing. I mean, if you go see a disco band, are they supposed to dress disco? That's one of the topics we can talk about tonight. Another thing too was aging musicians. I saw another guy talking about aging musicians. That's why I say just play. Just play. I agree. Just play. Who cares what they were? Just play. But another thing was aging musicians. And I'm getting to that point where I'm probably going to be one of those guys that they're talking about aging musicians. I've got a few years off, but eventually I'm going to get to that point. And I mean, how old can you be playing in clubs? We know that, a lot of our rock stars are out there. Mick Jagger's out there, 85 years old, 83. I don't know how old. He's in his 80s. Willie Nelson is in his 90s. And I saw this guy, and he was talking about, he goes, I'm too old to play. And I know he was younger than me. I know he was probably in his 40s. And I'm like thinking, dude, God, when I was in my 40s, I was playing 6 and 7 nights a week. No problem. Just doing it. So now that I'm just a few years past that, I'm still doing it. And I don't get the whole thing. My Daytona rock guitar brother, I bet it's as hot or hotter here in Ontario, Canada today than there, if not close to it. Yeah, the beauty of music is that you never have to retire. Musician for life. Yeah, I agree. So, Ben, how hot is it in Canada? Eh? What's the temperature up there? I have a friend. Usually I used to do, actually Wednesday nights, I used to race online on iRacing. Wednesday night was one of my racing nights, and I raced with all the guys on that league. And some of my teammates actually were from Nova Scotia, and I used to get the weather report from them all the time. So, what is it in Canada? And where are you in Canada, Ben? Where are you? I think you told me this before, but I don't remember. $95. Wow, you know what? You're hotter than I was today. I just went for a 2.5 mile walk, and it was I don't know, I think 86, something like that, but that wasn't bad at all. Near Toronto, yes. Awesome. I love Toronto. That's an awesome place. Really do love it. It's a very pretty city. 102 here in Texas. It was that way not too long ago, actually. Here, it's the humidity that makes it unbearable. Yeah, the humidity. I will tell you that when I was doing my walk, and I was coming across over this little bridge, it's like because it rained a little while ago, and so it cooled it down. And when I first started going for my walk, it was in the upper 70s. I was like, oh, this is cool. I'll breeze through this thing. About halfway through my walk, about mile one, um, I hit this cloud. It was like this wall right in me. Humidity hit me. It was crazy. One of the 5 things you don't need anymore: recording studio. You know what? You're right about that. That was a great one on the list. That would be something that we should have put on there. Um, I like that. I really do like that. Because why do you need a recording studio when you got a laptop, right? And this little thing over here. Let me see. Remember these? Yeah. So little Scarlett, interface. You put that on there and run it back through your computer, and boom, bam, you got a total recording studio in your house. Rush was way ahead of their time. They recorded individual tracks and send them to each other. Yeah, well, yeah, they definitely were. Hey, I remember a few years ago, a friend of mine who said, I'm going to fly you some tracks. And I was like, what do you mean fly me some tracks? He goes, yeah, just open your email up and they'll pop up. And I went, really? I was like totally shocked that I could actually take his tracks, open them up in my Logic, and bam, there they were. I had everything I needed to, do my tracks to send back to him so he can complete his project. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's amazing that you can do stuff like that now that you could not do. When I was growing up, no, that was something. No, you couldn't do that. There's no way you could ever do that. That was amazing. So, what was I talking? Old guys. Yeah, I was talking about old guys. So, is there anybody out there that really do you get turned off by going to see a band and maybe they're playing something newer? You know, uh, do you look at them and say, "Oh my God, these guys are too old to be playing this stuff"? Do you ever get turned off by seeing people play, newer stuff or even play? Period. One thing.
Sorry, I don't understand.
This thing here. Sorry, I don't understand. She's listening to me. Sorry, can you please just go away? I don't know with the phone lately. I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but my phone has actually been listening a lot. It's like, and it's not just me. I was watching something on YouTube, and all of a sudden she tried to answer what the guy was talking about. I don't know. It's crazy. But anyways, I mean, like I was talking about, you go see a band, and what sometimes it kind of like I look at some of these bands and I go, I was the shorts thing. Yeah, I can. We talked about the shorts thing, but sometimes I see these guys and they just don't look like a band. As long as they're actually playing their instruments and are into it and it sounds half decent, I'm cool with it. Yeah, I agree totally. I would only care if they didn't put 110% into it. Yeah. Yeah. And Gilmore is still rocking at 79. Exactly. Yeah. So sometimes I go see some of these bands and it's kind of funny. I was watching, there is a video of a band, a prog metal band, and this is awesome. You should check it out. It's a prog metal band that does Take on Me. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. I want you to go look at it after the stream ends, because I don't want you to go away. But I'm going to see. A buddy of mine sent me this earlier today, and I was just like, wow. This is a buddy of mine that lives up in North Carolina, and drummer buddy of mine. I was playing band with him. Let's see if I can find it. And no, it's not there anymore. That's always the way it is. It's gone. It's gone. Isn't it? Or is it? Yeah, it's gone. But anyways, it is Take on Me. It's a band. Oh no, there it is. It's a Norwegian metal band called Leprous. Anybody heard of this band? Leprous? But Norwegian prog metal band Leprous covers Take on Me on the spot. Very, very cool, different version of that song. Very different. But let's see what else got. The Ocean Deck used to have great live bands always. And those are the great memories. Actually, they still do. The same band is still there. I celebrate anyone who can survive being a musician past 50 years old. The lifestyle can be a killer. Talking about the Ocean Deck real quick. Yes, they're still playing. My buddy Joe King still plays there. I think they play.
I couldn't find still.
She is still listening to me. No, what the heck is going on? What is that band called? It's still the same band. They're still playing. Joe King, my buddy, plays down there in that band. Great band. I think they actually play Wednesday through Sunday. Actually, they have one of the longer gigs. Weezer did a Take on Me cover. Yes, they did, but not like this. I'm telling you, go check this thing out when you get a chance. It is interesting to say the least. Okay, so talking about players past 50. Yes, they are. It is hard. I know a lot of guys. I've got a buddy of mine, Kurt McKim, who plays with Billy Bob Thornton. Kurt is in his 60s, and he's out there doing. And you would never ever know Kurt is in his 60s. He's out there just rocking it, and is doing. To who? I don't understand why you're. Surrey, stop listening to me. This is crazy. Stop. Okay, thank you. What year is my Melody Maker? My Melody Maker is a 1965. All original. Actually, no, it's not all original because the tuners have been changed. They are better tuners. But that's the only thing. It needed better tuners. They definitely need them. But yeah, so I mean, I believe most of the guys in that band, Billy Bob Thornton's Boxmasters. I think they're all in their 60s, and they're out there just killing it. I played with a guy, Billy Ashborough, and Billy played with the Moody Blues. He played with, he was actually with the NSYNC for many years. He was the drummer for them. We played, I played with him for a couple of years, and he played with Pat Benatar as well. But Billy was that 60, that age, and he said, "I'm done. I can't do it." So, Steph, how did your surgery go? I meant to call you. I meant to ask you about that. I didn't expect you to be here tonight. I have the same year, but mine's been messed with a bit. Mini Grover is small. Stoptail Bridge, etc. is still awesome. Okay, do call me. But yeah, the oh, Steph, don't call me tomorrow. Call me Friday. I will not be there tomorrow. I have some jury duty thing I got to do. I won't be around. But they did make a stop tail piece in these. I actually have one of these. The 64 that I have is a stop tail piece. So unless you've upgraded the bridge, but they did make didn't have a tremolo. It was just a wraparound, like they did with the 59s and the 60s and stuff. I think the only one I have, the other one they have that has a tremolo is the 68. The Bacon Brothers band, Kevin Bacon's band, a bunch of old dudes. Yes, exactly. Yeah. I don't know how much they tour. I'm not really sure. They might tour a little bit. I know Keanu Reeves, I believe he's in his 60s. He's out there still playing. Thank you. I appreciate that. I haven't upgraded it, but it has the holes from the trem arm. Okay, so somebody did. They took the trem arm. So how something else I was going to talk about too. Has anybody heard the news that KISS is going to get? They're being honored into the Kennedy Center. Has anybody heard that? And all 4 members are actually going to go in. They're actually going to show up for this thing. So all the original 4 members are actually going to go in for this. I thought it was kind of cool that the president actually called out KISS of all bands. I mean, it's actually I believe it's KISS and George Strait is another one, and I guess Sylvester Stallone is the third one that he's bringing in. But I thought that was actually kind of cool that KISS is actually going into the Kennedy, Center for being honored. So, I mean, I'm a big KISS fan. So, love KISS. Gene Simmons over here. Rock on, Gene. Last thing I heard, they were doing a Revenge era set as one-off with Bruce and Eric. That would be cool too. Yeah, George Strait. Yeah, like I said, George Strait. That's awesome. Ace is going to it. Yeah, Ace is going to it. Yeah, he's actually going to him and Peter both. So that's cool. I mean, like I said, I'm a KISS freak. Paul Stanley's book. And I've got some other KISS stuff. I'll tie this into my. You guys know I like NASCAR, and I actually have. What is that? Sterling Marlin KISS car. This is a Coors Light Silver Bullet car that KISS actually sponsored the hood, and it's one of those things. So yeah, big KISS freak. And actually, that car there was actually painted by my buddy Sam Bass, who passed away, my late friend Ace childhood favorites. Bruce is my favorite guitar. It's my favorite as a guitarist. Really? Bruce, huh? It's a pretty cool big Kiss fan. Also, there's a Gene Simmons mask behind Randy. Have you ever met any of the members of Kiss? Yes, I have met just about, I think I've met everybody. I actually spent the day with Bruce Kulick. I've actually spent a couple days with Bruce Kulick, actually. Surprised Gene hadn't started this. Oh, I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure the t-shirts are coming. But yeah, I've met all the members of Kiss more than one time. And like I said, I've spent more time with Bruce than any of them. I did spend time with Ace as well. That's another story. But yes, I spent a couple hours with Ace. That was interesting. But I actually spent a whole day, one whole day with Bruce. We walked around. A friend of mine, his wife is like, I don't know, she works for Kiss and she kind of arranges everything for them, or did work for them. And I was in California and we actually went to the NAMM show, and he was my roommate for the day. We stayed at the Disneyland Hotel and stuff. And he said, yeah, Bruce is gonna be there. Let's meet him up. Let's meet up with him. So we ran around the NAMM show with Bruce, and it was really cool. I mean, he was interesting. He was nice. And then I saw him again. I was in Atlanta, and I was doing the guitar show, and this is how I met him. I stayed with him. I actually was around him again for quite a long time as well. Not quite as long as I was in California, but for a while, a few hours. But he was doing a clinic in the hall connected to the arena that I was in, and he came in, and him and his wife hung out, and they're just hanging around the booth and playing guitars, and we just shot the crap and all that stuff. And it was him and God, what was the guy's name? I cannot. The guy that plays the guitar like this. He plays two guitars. He takes the two necks. What is his name? He's a super nice guy. Oh, I cannot remember his name. And I've met him several times as well, because he used to live down here in Florida, and I can't remember his name. He's got God, it's a weird name. It's like a Michelangelo something. Yeah. Anyone rock a Les Paul Jr. harder than Bruce? There was a guy, you talk about Les Paul Jr. rocker. There was a guy called Leslie West. Remember Mississippi Queen? Yeah, Leslie West, man. That was a player. He used to come in my shop before he died, because he lived in Port Orange. So envious of Kip. He's got hands on with Paul's Rhinestone PS10. Such a cool guitar. Yeah, I know. Kip has got a lot of really cool stuff. Michelangelo Beto, or Beto, whatever. Yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Yeah, but I spent some time with him as well. Nice guy. Like I said, really nice guy. He wasn't back in the day. The first time I ever met him, I met him in a place called Ace Music. And I was just, I was on the road, and I was just trying some guitars out and just, doing this stuff. And he was kind of a turd to me. He was just kind of playing this rock star thing in me. I was like, really? Dude, I know you did the Starlix thing, but dude, you're just another player. Yeah, I'm not that way with guys. I just don't get it. 64. Last band I saw live was the Hives. My daughter in 2000 at the theater in Dallas. Best live band in the world. at that time, but I just can't do it anymore. What can you not do? I want to know what you can't do at 64. What's going on? I want to know. Because there's many guys that can do it. I mean, have you ever heard of Adam Baum? He was auditioned to replace Ace, but was too young. He's an awesome guitar player and frontman. Adam Baum, I have heard of him. Yes, there's actually two Adam Baums. There was an Adam Baum that actually used to wrestle in WCW. Long black hair. Looked like a rock star himself. But yes, Adam Baum, the guitar player, singer guy, yeah. I have heard him. I heard he's very, very good. Or was. I don't know if he still is or not. I mean, I haven't heard anything about him in, gosh, how many years has that been? A long time. So, I don't know. Has anybody seen the recent pictures? I don't know if they're real or not of Vinnie Vincent. Vinnie Vincent doesn't look like Vinnie Vincent anymore. I actually found out Punky Meadows lives in my neighborhood. Are you in Atlanta? In the Atlanta area? Because I have heard stories about Punky Meadows from some of his neighbors that live up there. Where I don't know if he's still up there or not, but where he was, and they've told me some really funny stories about him. Charlotte, okay, he's in Charlotte. Okay, this is true. I'm a fan of both. WW Adam went on to be Mortis, didn't he? Yes, he did. Very good. Very good. Charlotte. Okay, so you're up in Charlotte. Okay, well, yeah. I didn't. Maybe he's up there now. I know he was down in Atlanta, and a friend of mine said he saw him out there mowing his lawn one day and just being a typical dude. It's like you walk by, hey man, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Father James Mitchell, the sister minister, one of the most underrated managers ever. I have met Father James Mitchell many, many times. Very nice guy. I can't remember if I went riding roller coasters with him or not. I can't remember if he was on the ride when I went or not. I went. So TNA used to. She's listening to me again. The eyebrows are awesome. My eyebrows. Thank you very much. Got them trimmed just the other day. But no, Father James Mitchell, I think he was on the ride. So TNA used to hold their events in Universal Studios. I'm a big wrestling fan. I will tell you that. I've got friends who are wrestlers. You're talking about James Mitchell. Yeah. I'm going to turn this phone off because she keeps trying to talk to me and talk to you guys. So off you go. You can talk to somebody else. I know. Like I said, there's something going on with the phone. But yeah, I went. So Mick Foley was taking people on rides. He was like, come on, let's go ride. And there were a bunch of other wrestlers that went. And so you remember the Impact Zone? Yeah. Oh, I was at Destination X 2000 or 2012. I was there as well. And it's funny. I actually asked people on my Facebook feed. I said, what TV shows have I been on? I have not put that one in my list because I have been on multiple episodes of the old TNA. You can go back. There's actually one where I'm actually standing there with beer money. So I'm there with Bobby Roode, who I've eaten dinner with Bobby Roode before. Those pics aren't of Vinnie Vincent. They are photos of actress Ilana Douglas. She just happens to look like Vinnie, and as usual, internet gets it wrong. Okay. All right, good. I was like, really? You can see me on the hard cam in a Marshall Tucker hat with Austin when Austin holds the belt up. Oh, okay, cool. So cool. Yeah, I used to be like right down in front a lot of the time. I'd be like right down, ringside. There used to be this brother guy, I can't remember his name, but he was always there. I mean, you could always count on him being right up front, and I would stand there next to him and talk to him. And he did. It's weird. He wouldn't talk a lot, but it was kind of weird. I forgot my Wales flag. You sure brought it. Roller coaster. I've heard EVH want to play with Kiss and reached out to Jamie Simmons about it in 1992 due to frustration with David Lee Roth. I can see that. I mean, because I think it was Gene Simmons actually was the guy that actually discovered Kiss. So I won the TNA shirt in the spin, the wheel on the way in. Ah, cool. Which did you get, the Impact one, or did you get the one with the sideways TNA with the splatter on it? I have several of those T-shirts. I still wear them actually. Every now and then I'll actually go out. I have a T-shirt of Christian Cage. I wear that sometimes. And people are like, Christian Cage, who's that? And yeah, some of the other wrestlers. The Latin American Exchange, LAX. I had one of those shirts. My daughter loved that. Homicide was her guy. She loved Homicide. We're talking just an 8-9-year-old kid that liked Homicide. I would take her with me all the time. Yes, it was Impact One with sponsor on it. Yeah. It did have car. I still have that shirt. In fact, yep. I think there's a picture of me on the Guitar Addict website with me playing, and I have that T-shirt on. Sting guy, yeah, and AJ Styles as well, yeah. Man, those were my guys. Yeah, I loved AJ. I never got to meet AJ. I met Christopher Daniels, who was really good friends with him. I met Chris Daniels, but AJ never came in. We used to go eat. After the matches, we would go over to the Ale House that was across the street from Universal. All the wrestlers would go there, at least most of them. If they didn't go there, they would go to Doubletree. I met Kurt Angle in there, Abyss. Like I said, I ate with these guys. I remember sitting down at the table. I sat and ate with Eric Young, Bobby Roode, Abyss. Who else was at the table? James Storm. There were several. Jeremy Borash. All these guys were we're all just kind of hanging out, and they just thought I was kind of different because of my hair, for one. So they were always, and plus they're like, you're a musician, you're cool, and all this stuff. So they thought it was kind of neat that I was a musician. And so they kind of took me in for a time period. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I'm very fond of those memories. Matt Morgan, I actually have one of his armbands, and he's actually, if you remember who he was, Borash was super cool. Yes, Borash was very, very cool. We used to call him. What's that guy? The guy that hosts Wheel of Fortune now. We used to always call him Jeremy Borash. Him. It was funny. The Blueprint, Matt Morgan. Yes. If you don't know what Matt Morgan does now, it's funny because Matt Morgan actually is the mayor of Longwood, Florida. Yeah, he's a mayor over there, so it's kind of funny. A buddy of mine actually was over there one day. He's filming some stuff, and Matt decided to get on this like little itty bitty bike, this little like dirt bike. It's like pedal bike, not riding bike, pedal bike. So he gets on this bike and he's riding it around. And he tries to do this jump, gets on it and busts his ass. Yeah, following Jesse Ventura and Glenn Jacobs. Yeah, Glenn Jacobs is he's actually interesting. I like some of the stuff he talks about. He's interesting. Kane, Jesse Ventura. I always liked Jesse. Jesse the Body. He was back in the day. I always liked watching him wrestle, and his commentary was always a classic too. So, what else is going on out there in the world of music? Anybody? I mean, we talked about the Kiss thing going into the Kennedy Hall of Fame, or Kennedy, I don't know, Kennedy Center, right? It's a Hall of Fame of that. Thought that was kind of cool. Actually, you being a fan of wrestling, Amp Wells. Do you remember a guy by the name of the Demon that used to go as, used to dress up as Kiss? Do you remember him? Or was he a little bit before? He was just before that whole time period. Well, Dale, the guy that plays the Demon, is a very good friend of mine. Yep, exactly. There he is, Dale. Dale's a very good friend of mine. Yeah. So I talked to Dale quite a bit. We've done quite a bit. We both share the friendship with a guy, somebody everybody knows. But yeah, we've helped his charity out quite a bit. We've helped some other stuff. So we try to help him out. And he comes in, he'll buy a guitar, like a cheap guitar to have signed or whatever. And then I'll give him something too as well. He was the first one that was gonna be a Kiss faction. Yes. Yeah. Dale actually told me some stuff that I was unaware of about Bray Wyatt and stuff. I'm not going to share it because I don't want to talk about anything he told me, but it's just kind of wild. I have a trivia question for the people who know anything about Grace Hill and Titusville and the wrestler who lived across the street. Which one? Which one lived in Titusville? And which one still lives in Titusville? Ended up with Vampiro and Muta on the Dark Carnival stable, if I remember right. I believe you are right about that, but yeah, because I know Dale has talked some stuff about Vampiro. I will have to so both him and his wife both were in WCW, by the way. So and Christy just celebrated a birthday. So happy birthday, Christy, if you're out there watching. So what was the other thing? The question about Titusville. There's a few wrestlers that actually live in Titusville. If you didn't know, Steph. One is Bubba Ray Dudley. Devon, or not Bubba, but Devon Dudley actually lives in Titusville. There was Billy Gunn, and he lives there. Hacksaw Jim Duggan is the other one. And I think Bart Gunn actually lived there too. I have played and seen new Epiphone Jeff Beck Les Paul model. Or have I seen the Epiphone Jeff Beck Les Paul model? I have not seen that. No. It's funny. We talk about people are asking about the stuff like that. These Epiphones and stuff. I was watching another YouTube guy, and he was talking about how expensive the the Epiphones are getting, and they are getting Bart Gunn. Yeah, Bart Gunn, the selfish guy in the locker room, but Butterbean cleaned his clock. You know, that was, yeah. If you ever seen that documentary on that, that actually wasn't supposed to quite go that way. That's pretty wild. Epiphone has gone crazy with their prices. Yeah, I agree. They have. It's nuts. A lot. The Squires now are actually getting a little too high. Grace Hill was George Jones and Tammy Wynette's home. Yes, I think he was. I believe Dr. Death was booked to win that, but he did not. And then they had Bart Gunn. So. You know, I've tuned my guitar down a half step because I found out that YouTube can't figure out what I'm playing because it's a half step down. So it's not the actual keys to these songs. So I can play like Best Friend's Girlfriend. They don't realize it. It's all about the Shockmaster. Oh, God. Let's just go through the wall, why don't we? If you don't know what he's talking about, the Shockmaster was, I think he was Earthquake in WWE back in the day. And then he came to WCW. They had this big old thing. He's going to be the Shockmaster. The guy comes and he's supposed to blast through this wall. He goes through the wall. He falls down. His mask comes off. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. By the way, AEW Wrestling is on right now and probably got some really good matches going on right now. But I'm not watching it. I'll watch it when I get done. Describe the neck on your 65 millimeter. This is a 59. It's exactly like my 59. I have a 57 and a 56, and it's very similar to those necks, but it's not like the 58. The 58 actually is a little chunkier, but. As Bulldog said, he's fallen on his ass. Can hear him say the as you can. That's true. I watched your video about how you said you don't really need amps anymore to gig. I love the Black Star, Silver Star series, head and combo, but you're right. It's way easier to do DI into the house board. Yes. And I agree. There's an amp back there. You notice the head is covered. I'm playing through an amping cabinet right now over here. So that's what you're hearing from. I had a 60s silver cut or single cut, excuse me. Best neck ever. What's the price on the 65? The 65 is not for sale. This is my personal stuff. So this is just one of my personal babies I play. Tell you was a friend of mine. Adam Sweet or Adrian Sweet. Oh, they're adorable. We became friends in the last few years of his life. Yeah, Adrian Street. He was I guess we call him. He was original one of the first drag queens in wrestling. I mean, he played the whole thing as he was like this flamboyant thing, and people hated him. Call you Friday. Stuff good, please. Please subscribe to the channel and support this cause. Yes, please. If you have not hit the like and subscribe button, please do if you're new to the channel, and help me out and help me grow and stuff. And if you like the channel, please become a member as well, because eventually we are going to actually close this thing off to just members. So if you like what's going on here, we will make sure you're a member. He moved from Florida back to Wales. He was the original drag guy. Yeah, exactly. But he was a legit shooter, real small, but tougher than um, an old boot. And talking about uh, one of the guys said he was from Canada. A guy from Canada, uh, Joe LeDuc, was another guy that was a tough, really tough wrestler that actually um, was a legit shooter. I mean, really good fighter, but he was actually from Canada. He told me Dustin Rhodes was a fan of his as a kid. He used to see him with Dusty a lot. Miss Linda used to look after him backstage. Dustin Rhodes. Dusty, the American Dream, coming to Orlando Sports Stadium and going to get funky like a monkey. Cowboy Ron Bass, the egg sucking dog, him and the. Can't do it. I can't do it. I love Dusty. Was one of my favorites. I miss Dusty. Dusty was awesome. I remember watching him as a kid. Doing all his whole stick. So, new Epiphones are high of your on budget, could never afford a Gibson, but I love the Epis, especially the Les Pauls with the P90s. Hard times, yes, hard time. Polka dot V. I actually had one time. I actually had a Sandoval. So, the Epiphones. Personally, I if I was going to play a Les Paul shaped guitar, I would probably play the LTD, the EC 1000. It's a really good guitar, and the electronics they put in those guitars are really good. Although the 59 reissues that Epiphone has come out with all the American electronics, Birchbuckers and stuff like that in there, those are good guitars. Very good. I have one in the shop right now that it's one of the first editions. The first editions didn't have, which Gibson now has. They've actually put on the Epiphones. They've actually now used in the open book, which I like. That I'm glad that Gibson's finally coming around and actually putting open book headstocks on the Epiphones and just putting the Epiphone on there. I think that's a better idea. I mean, you've got all these Gibsons out there. They have the Epiphone or have the Gibson headstock. Why not just go ahead and put that on the Epiphone as well? I don't get it, but it's pretty beautiful money. I used to use Grassroots here in the UK, basically an ESP. Yes, product the same price point as the LTDs, but clone of the Les Paul's headstocks included. Yeah, there's a lot of great clones out there that were pretty much all made in the ESP factory. The Edwards, the Bernies, they're all the Orville. They're all basically made by ESP, and I've got one back there. There's a Flying V. I don't know if you guys can see it. See the Flying V? That's an Edwards. So that is a Japanese. Where's my zone? Oh, there it is. So, yes, it's a Schenker. Call me crazy, but aren't Epiphones Gibsons? Been rumored for many years. Yes, it's been rumored, but no. I don't say they are. Do you think the high-end Epiphones will sell better? The truss rod and 2 screw couple. Yeah, with the right truss rod. Yeah. I don't think I don't know. I don't think the Epiphones will ever become collectible. I don't think they ever will I mean, you look at the original 1960 through 63 Epiphone Olympic. Okay, so if you know this story, the Epiphone Olympic, it's this. So it's the same guitar. Those don't bring as much money as the Gibson. Now they're bringing money, but they still aren't bringing the money that these are. So, people ask about that. Will they ever be collectible? Will Epiphones ever be collectible? The newer ones now. Maybe some of them might be. Maybe some of the Joe Bonamassa stuff might be. Maybe some of the other limited models, maybe. But I'm not so sure about that. Not so sure. The Gibsons, yeah, do they play authentic? The Gibsons? No, they do not. Oh, really? You like the hex nut? I hate the hex nuts. I can't stand them. Cannot stand. Most folk just care about the headstock shape, if any Epiphone and other have a nitro finish for aging. Were Gibson's Epiphone always the same company? No, they were not. Epiphone was actually just kind of competing with Gibson all through 20s, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and then Gibson finally acquired them. So, but yeah, it's kind of funny. You like the truss rod, using the wrench. No, can't stand that. I just can't. I don't know. I just don't think it feels. A lot of times you got to find like 50 different Allen wrenches to fit in the hole. Sometimes it drives me nuts because it doesn't seem like they're always the same. Just one of curiosity. What's people's opinion? What's popular selling in your store? Any particular guitars, amps? Just curious. People are buying nowadays. Well, that's a really crazy question right now, because I will say this, because last Saturday I sold 4 guitars. I sold a Les Paul. I sold a Telecaster. I sold a Kiesel. And I sold a Strat. No rhyme or reason. All across the board. So what's happening now in selling? No rhyme or reason. I can't say Epiphones have a role, like you said, when gigging. I will bring an Epiphone before Gibson for reasons listed in your video. Thank you. I agree. If someone is like me and still goes to shows, good for them. Between ticks and drive parking, people, no thanks. What brand of strings do you sell the most of it? I can easily answer that. Disagree with the Emperor. I think the Acorn nut and 2 screws sell better. Yeah, well, they might. They might. I mean, I don't know where the 2 screws really makes a big difference, other than pulling the 2 screws out is easier than putting 3. But I don't. Yeah, maybe the truss rod might make the guitar sell better, but you have to remember, a lot of people don't do their own work. They bring it to a guy like me who's going to open the guitar up and work on it himself. So I'd rather have that nut other than the hex. I'd rather it takes 2 seconds to go boop. I'm done. Anything? No. But so what was it? There was one other here. Um, yeah, going, to shows. Yeah, it's expensive. I agree. A lot of them. I mean, not all shows. You can go see bands. There are bands out there you can go see and see them pretty cheap. I went and saw not long ago. I saw Rick Springfield, John Waite, Wang Chung, and Beaver Brown Band, and I think the tickets were $50 for 4 bands. That's not bad, and they were good seats. I think if you look around, you can find some good shows that aren't super expensive. Now, if you want to go see Bruce Springsteen or Billy Joel or somebody like that, yeah, you're going to pay a nosebleed price. Just like, oh my god, I can't take it. Blah. It's like, I mean, personally, I wouldn't pay to go see Bruce Springsteen or Billy Joel. I mean, I'm sure they're great, but no thanks. Not interested at all. There's certain bands I don't have any interest. I don't have any interest going to see Taylor Swift. I don't have any interest in seeing Katy Perry. Who else would I not go see? There's a lot of them I wouldn't go see. And I have gone to see. I've always said I would go just about go to see anybody, but a lot of those bands are just they. Would ever want to go see Tool? Yes. Maynard was actually in the shop that long ago. Didn't know it was him. I didn't even know who Maynard was. I did know who Maynard was, but I didn't know it was Maynard that was in the shop. So that's a funny story. I feel so stupid. Maynard's in the shop. And I don't even know it's Maynard. But yeah, Tool I would go see. Yeah. I would not pay more than $100 to go see Tool, though. I'm not going to pay over $100 to go see anybody. Just not going to do it. I'm going to see Tedeschi Trucks. Oh, man, nice. I have seen Derek Trucks multiple times, but I've seen Derek Trucks when he was like 12 and 14 years old. He used to play around here all the time. It was like, he was like, oh, dude, Derek Trucks is back in town. But I'd love to go see that show. That's probably a good show. And I mean, how much did they pay? I mean, how much were they charging for those tickets? $80? I mean, it can't be more than $100 to see Derek Trucks and Tedeschi Trucks. Was it? How much was it? Tell me. TSOL just played not far from here for $20. So, yeah, I actually am going to see two bands this weekend, and I'm not paying a dime to see them. And it's not I'm on the guest list or anything like that. They don't even know who I am. They might, but I'm going to see Fuel and Lit this weekend. And I've actually seen both those bands. I saw Fuel last year, great band, really good. And I saw Lit as well. They were actually really, really good as well. I saw them play with Bowling for Soup, which Bowling for Soup, if you've never seen that band, go see them. They're funny as hell. They are really, really good, super good, and just super entertaining. St. Augustine amp, it was like 60, how much? $85? Yeah, see, that's where I saw the Rick Springfield thing, was St. Augustine. And it was $50, 40. It was stupid. It was like super cheap. I paid $85 for nosebleed seats back in 2004 at Joe Louis Arena to see Nine Inch Nails. It was cool, but you could see them. You could not see them very well. Yeah. Well, I would like to see some of the legends who are getting up there in age, like George Lynch. George Lynch is still playing. I believe this is actually George's last year that he's going to be playing a lot. Jakey Lee, good luck trying to see him. He rarely plays out. I saw you at the amp for Hendrix Experience. Yes. Yeah, that was a great show. And that was, well, that was free. I had like third row or something like that. So, but that was free. That was a well, how did I get those tickets? Oh, I know. I had a friend that actually worked for a company and they had the tickets and he said, "You want to go see the show?" I said, "Sure." That was fun. That was a good show. Yeah, Kenny Wayne Shepherd was really, really good. Eric Johnson was, what do you say, Eric Johnson? You know, Kingfish. What do you say? Kingfish is another. Bow down to that guy. He's great. Yeah, it was a great show. I mean, there's those guys. I mean, all those guys are great. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, Kingfish was amazing. Actually, he was my favorite of the bunch. What kind of music do you fancy the most? Are you in a band? Yes, I'm in a band. If you look back here, you'll see a thing that says Occasional Astronauts. That's the band I actually play in. I don't usually have that banner, actually. I had to go get it back. They left it at the club. I had to go get it. But no, have I ever played Mississippi? Yes, I have. I played in Biloxi, Mississippi. What is deuce? I can't remember how deuce goes. I'm sorry, I don't remember how deuce goes. I'm sorry. I'll think about it. It'll come back to me. What kind of music do I fancy playing? Somebody asked me this question, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. They said, what music do you fancy playing? And my answer is this: whatever pays the most. That's kind of a bad answer. A lot of musicians play for love, and they can enjoy it. It's fun. Unfortunately, to me, it has become a job. I still love playing. I say that I still love playing. I'll play until the day I die. But I am I'm a guy that I will not walk it out this door and have to go to another, like somewhere. If I have to go play, I'm going to get paid to play. It's just, there's too many other things in my life that I could be doing besides playing. I could be spending time with my wife and go see my daughter. A lot of times the only time I see my daughter is when she comes to a gig, because she lives in the Orlando area. She'll come out and see me play. So that's the only time I get to see her. So, but yeah, unfortunately, that's my answer is whatever pays the most. Deuce. I'm trying to think how deuce goes. Deuce. I just remember you're just a deuce, but I can't remember anything else. God, how does that song go? I'm a bass player, but think last year I've been playing a lot of blues jams on guitar. It helps me. And my wife is a blues drummer. The bad thing about blues is they don't pay. It's not the prices. The guys in those bands are old and half The band are not even original members again. Again, to each their own. Hey, I agree. A lot of those bands, I don't want to go see a tribute band. Deuce is an A. Okay, it's in A. That tells me a lot. That's an A too. Is that? What is that? That's Firehouse. And then what was that? Strutter? Same album? What? I can't stand this stupid thing. It compresses. I've played that since I was like 12. I think I like the 59 neck better than I do the 60s. The 60s, like on the classics and stuff, they're just a little too thin. I've kind of grown away from the thin stuff. So, do you sell more used or new gear? I am 100% used, except for accessories. So like clip-on tuners, yeah, I sell those. Those are all brand new. I just hate the way they look clipped on the headstock. Yeah, I do not use one of those clip-ons. I have a pedal tuner. Actually, my Quad Cortex has a tuner in it. So all right. So I'm looking at like the time here, and I usually do 1 hour in this whole thing. And I see some people have dropped off because they know what's coming, because they watch the stream every week. We do this every Wednesday. So if you like what's going on here, please come back and join me for another edition of the show. And it's always fun. And don't forget to check out my latest video, the 5 things you don't need anymore, is out right now. So you can check that out. Hit the like button before you leave. Do we have something new here? Oh, it's Johnny. Johnny's, you're a little late there, dude. I have one, everyone. Old Alice Cooper. It's My Body. Oh God, I don't even know that. I don't think I even know the song. I know the song, but I don't know it. You're very welcome, Randall. Thanks for watching. Thank you. And anyway, so yeah, we are going to roll out of here. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't already done that prior to this, and follow along the channel as we journey along and stuff. And like I said, every Wednesday we're here. And if you're not a member, become a member. Help us out. And let's see, where we go. I know I forgot. You forgot to set your reminder. That's what happens when you're old. So we will journey out of here. You know, I just noticed something. I was watching my hands on the screen. They don't match up. That was weird. It was really weird. right, guys, I'm out of here. You guys have a great one. Be safe out there. And don't forget, so long from the Sunshine State.